A little development on the peacock bass. The 6 peacock bass we bought, I want to say about a month ago or more, maybe 2 months ago. No, it's about a month and a half. I have nothing much to say about tiger shovelnose. They look nice. They're already 100 times bigger than we bought them. They eat every day probably about 10% of their body weight. So they're doing very well. As you know, we lost 1 peacock bass. And then I want to talk about this one. The 4 others look good and behave good. And this one is kind of swimming on the bottom awkwardly like that, often. It still feeds and everything, but it behaves as if its swimming bladder is shot. It has negative buoyancy. The other 4 are much better. Alert, behave as appropriate. There's a bunch of corridors rescue in there, and my wife's favorite quad African. There's 2 little pleco, a couple of spotted Raphaels. I think that's that in this tank. There's bushy nose. Anyhow, this one is the biggest right there. 2 others or 3 others are smaller right here, as you can see. And the 5th one is just funny. See, he's like wobbles and swings on the bottom. It looks very awkward. He wants to go up, but he's too tired to go up or cannot go up. So I'm gonna have to take him out like the prior one, the one we lost, and treat him with prazi+metro and metronidazole in a separate vessel, and see if it helps him bounce back, because he's obviously suffering, and other than internal parasites, I don't know what else to guess. Of course, internal bacteria can be, but we can think about it if the antiparasitic meds don't help. The first thought, or the first step, I think, for me is to try and cleanse them with prazi and metro. It feeds well, not as well as the rest of them, but it feeds well. Mostly off the bottom nowadays. It used to be able to come up and feed right here where everybody's fed. I dropped food right here and they feed right here. He used to be able to do that, but lately I'd say he cannot leave the bottom, or he doesn't want to leave the bottom much. And he stays separate from everybody. All of these are bad signs that he's diseased. Versus the other 4 who are apparently thriving. I don't know anymore who is who. 2 of these supposed to be Calberry, 2 Zingu, and 2 Pinima. So I don't know which one it is. Looks to be Calberry. Like this one right here is also probably Calberry. And the other 3 have a strong, solid stripe across the body, as Pinima and Zingo, I suppose, supposed to have. So that's as far as their IDs. So let me see what I can do for this guy. Okay, this is my version of isolation. This kind of curves his body funny too, as if this is also another hint that it may have parasites when they curve their body and distort it in a funny way. So this is about 10 ppm of metronidazole and 10 ppm of 5 to 10, I would say, and 5 to 10 ppm of prazi+metro. We'll give him some hours, and maybe half a day, then let him go and see how it does, and then maybe repeat again. Probably needs to be repeated at least 3 times. We gave him an 8-hour bath yesterday. We're using long-term bath concentrations. He did okay in the bath, but I don't see much of a difference in his behavior. He's still on the bottom. Still looks awkward and wobbly. So I'm gonna give him another one right now. He's low on energy too, rather lethargic, very easy to catch. Another worrying symptom. I probably forgot to say, I would have liked to treat everybody in this tank, and him also, of course, in the first place. But this is a flow-through tank. 10,000 gallons of water flow through it every day. So I cannot use enough medication to do that. Yeah, he's rolling over. Okay, I'm going to turn on the light and let him relax. Yesterday the fish spent about 8 or 10 hours in a slightly higher concentration, maybe 1.5 times higher, maybe 15 ppm, both prazi and metro. I don't see any change. As you can see, it's bouncing on the bottom as it was before, behaving funny. So today we're gonna give it the final and a third bath, up the concentration a little bit more, maybe to 20 ppm. And if it doesn't help it, it's not, I don't think it's anything that prazi or metro can kill or help that fish with. Okay, we're using Prazi Pro, a solution in alcohol and water, mostly alcohol probably. And we're using dry powder metronidazole. Okay, bath number 3. This is 3 days after the 3 baths, maybe 4 days have passed. The belly crawling peacock bass does not show any improvement. Still belly crawls like you see right now. I don't think it has to do with internal parasites. It looks like his swimming bladder is affected. And oftentimes it has to do with a bacterial infection. He obviously cannot inflate it properly to have the right buoyancy. So that's a story of unsuccessful, so far, anti-parasitic treatment of a strangely behaving peacock bass baby. The other 4 are doing well. This one right there, and 3 are right here.